Hey guys, welcome back. So this is going to be the continuation of the videos which we checked out previously. So Docker phase 1 and Docker phase 2. So with these two steps, you are now done with the setup for plugin node and the external initiator. So you should be able to see this if you have done this phase 1 and phase 2, which means like the Docker container is up and running. So inside the Docker container, we have the plugin node up and running, and we have the external initiator with the name of plugin EI1, and it is running on port number 8080. Okay. So if you have that, so the next step we are going to do is, so we are going to deploy your Oracle contract, and we are going to create a job which will interact with the plugin node and the external initiator. And finally, we are going to deploy a test contract, which is going to test all the setup. Make sure your setup is fine. So I'm in the docs.plugin, and so I'm here in the Oracle section, deployment. So just go through this requirements. Basically, you need to have your XTC wallet set up, and you need to have the PLI balance there. And just make sure you are in the mainnet or the testnet. Just make sure of that. And you would be needing 3 addresses for proceeding with this video. The first one is the node address. So as I mentioned in one of my previous video, so how you can get the node address, let me show you. So you just log into your plugin node, and then what you find here is the node address. Okay, so just for reference, have something like this: the account address, the link token. This is going to be the token contact address, the fixed one, and you'll be needing the Oracle contact address, request contact address, and the job ID. So we'll be checking it one by one. So as of now, we have the node address. So the Oracle address is nothing but the address which you get once you deploy the Oracle contract, and the admin wallet address. So this is the address that owns the operator.sql and oracle.so. Okay. This is nothing but your address. So if you can log into the XTCP, you see address here, right? This is going to be a admin wallet address. So the next step is to go ahead and deploy the Oracle contract. So just copy paste this as I've already pasted it here. So let me move this over here. Okay, so you see the Oracle contract is already pasted here. Just press Ctrl S and make sure you have the same compiler version 0.4.24. You should be having the same compiler version here, and then you should be connecting to injected web3. It will display you the custom network 50. It is the mainnet. Once you have this, go ahead and just Control S, and okay, it will change to Oracle. Okay, and you have to put the PLI address here. Just this is the link token address. Just paste it and click on deploy. So it is going to show you the create Oracle address is pending, and accept it. You see still the Oracle is pending here, but there is a workaround. What you could do is like, okay, in the wallet you can see today there is a contract deploy. Just copy this, go to Zinfin Explorer, just paste it over here, and you'll see the transaction is already success. And what you find here is the contract address. So this is going to be your Oracle contract address. Just paste it over here and make it 0x. So we have a lot of functions in the Oracle, and if you want to interact it with the functions, you should be able to see it somewhere, right? So what you do, just make sure you're all still on this Oracle contract, press Ctrl S, then go to add address and paste this address, which we just fetched from the Explorer, and click on add address. Okay, so here we have all the Oracle functions which are exposed, and out of which this is going to be the one we will be using mainly, set fulfillment. So you're done with this step. Good. So we can go to the next step. So the next step is like the fulfillment request. Basically, what you will be doing here is like you should be allowing your plugin node to talk to the Oracle, right? So this is basically this function does this. So just go to the notepad where you pasted your account address, copy it. I'll just make sure once it is ending with 3D. Yeah, it's the one. Just go to set fulfillment, put this address within the double quotes and separate it with comma. Just make it true. Basically, I'm doing the same whatever is explained in the document. Copy this address and paste it in set fulfillment method with a boolean value true. So if you see here, there is address and there is true. So what I will do is like go ahead, set fulfillment. You can see the transact Oracle set fulfillment is pending, but you can check it over here. So this is the contract deployment. Still, it is not. The transact Oracle set fulfillment is still pending. So just wait for a couple of moments. So hopefully it should be there. So in case if it doesn't work, so let me try it without the codes here. Set fulfillment. Basically, you should be getting the pop-up, right? So I'm not getting it over here. I'll just make sure I'm on the right network. Yes, it is 50. And I have that address. Let me see if there is any transaction happen. No. Let me check it. We have the Oracle contract deployed and you have the address over here. So this is what we got it from the Explorer. So we are all good till this point. But when you do the set fulfillment, so you're not able to see this. This is weird. Maybe we can just quickly try out with remix.ethereum. Let's see if it works. So in order to do that, just copy this Oracle address over here. Okay, just go ahead and create a contract. Oracle.sol and just paste it over here, Control S, and then take your Oracle contract address. I'm just going to repeat the same step. Just make sure you're on the right compiler version. Otherwise, it's going to give you an error. So just saving it. So connect to the injected web3. It should be reflecting as 50. Okay, we are good. So in the at address, I'm going to paste my Oracle address here. So basically, I'm repeating the same steps what we did on the Zenfin remix. Looks like there might be some issue. So let us give a try with this. So inside the double quotes, give it the address and followed by true. So let's see what happens here. Okay, I get it. Submit. Check the transaction. It is waiting. It is confirmed. So we are good. So you could just use the remix.ethereum as a workaround for now. and this should be working at some point of time very soon. But yeah, for the workaround, you can just use this remix.ethereum. So we are all good till this point. And what we are going to do next is the job setup. So we'll log into your plugin node, go to the job section, and what you will be basically doing is copy this and create a new job and paste it. So there is one thing you need to uh, focus here is, so you should be giving the same name whatever you have given while creating the initiator. Okay, if you want me to show that, I can just go here. So in the Docker phase version 2, so if you see here, we are creating the initiators, right? So you can see plugin EI, but if you remember, we modified it to plugin EI1, and also in one of the script. So if you see start EI.sh, so you can see we have updated the name here as well. So just make sure you use the same name, plugin EI, and this is going to be your Oracle address. Okay, copy here, you're done, and try to create the job. Here you go. You get the job ID. So if you want to copy the complete address, go to the definitions, and this is a simple way to copy. Just paste it here. Just make sure there is no space or you don't miss any characters. So we are good. So what we did basically now is this step. So you log into your plugin node console, I mean the UI, and go to the job section and create a new job. So we got the job ID, we already noted it down, and this is going to be a final step. So you create another contract, just name it as request contract. That as well. Just paste the contents over here, and you have to make sure you copy and paste two things here. One is going to be your Oracle address. Just replace it and make sure the Oracle address is without double quotes. This is very important. The Oracle address should be without double quotes, and the job ID which you just got now from the plugin UI. Save it, and we don't need all these. So what we are going to do now, request contract. We need to deploy the request contract, right? So we are here, and this is going to be the alarm sample contract. Just make sure you select this name, and you have to enter the link token address again here. So paste the link token address here and deploy. So the two things you updated here is your Oracle address and the job ID. As you can see here, basically this contract is going to interact with this Oracle and the job, and going to like run the task, whatever you have defined in the job. So in the contract, in the XDC Pay wallet, you can see the contract has been created. So go ahead and put this in the Remix Explorer. It is in Explorer. Yeah, you see the address here, and this is going to be a request contract address. Just make sure you change it to 0x and copy paste it. I'll just make sure it's 0x AA. That's fine. So you go here and just replace it. Go to the request contract, press Control S just to make sure you are on the contract, and paste this address here, the address of the request contract, and you will be able to see all the functions of the request contract. So we are all good except one step. So what we need to do now is on the funding part. So I think it's explained in the other section here. Okay, I think you can see it here. Fund the contract address with one PLI. So you have to do the funding in this way. So basically it's PLI So you have to fund your request contract with PLI and your account address with PLI and XDC. So I take my request contract. So I'll go here. So I need to send the PLIs here. Send. I'm pasting it. I think I will just send one PLI for testing. Submit. It's going to get completed, and we have your account address here. And if you see here, before you send the tokens to your address, you see here for your account address, the PLI and the XTC balance is 0. What you're going to do now, just go ahead and send the PLI. Send and paste the node address and just send 1 and submit. And you also need XTC. Okay, so just paste it here and 1 XTC, and I'm going to send it here, submit. So this is going to get confirmed, after which you will be able to see your PLI and XTC token balance. You see it here. So that's what we want, and we are all good with the setup. So what we have now, so we have our plugin node up and running inside the container. We have our external initiator setup, and here we have our job setup, and we created our Oracle contract, and then we allow the node to talk to the Oracle using this function. And then we created our test contract where we updated the Oracle address and job ID. So all these pieces are going to interact with each other when you do the testing. So you go to Remix, and here is the alarm contract you want to invoke. Just make it 2 seconds and trigger the job. Get the pop-up, accept it. So if everything is going to be fine, so you should be able to see runs here. So go to runs, check the job. It is running. So just give a few moments for it to complete. Here you go. So this is the sleep task which we triggered using our test contract, and you can see it is completed here. So this is what we need. As you can see in the screenshot here, this is what we need. So if you're till this point, you're 100% done with the setup. So you just note down your Oracle address. Basically, you need these details: Oracle address and the request contract and the job ID. So just note down these things. And the next thing you're going to do is just go ahead to the node operator platform, sign up with yourself, and just give in all details and send your node for approval. So hope you are able to follow this video. So let's catch up again. Thank you. Just reach us on Discord for any support. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.